Hey, what is up, mortals? It is JSatwekar here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 1 of What If 1A and the villain swapped places. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So we begin. The 4-year-old Tenko woke up by the sound of children screaming and running around. Since he could recall, the boy lived in the Dolores orphanage, a place where the children or relatives of villains would be raised, with the purpose of not pursuing a life of crime. After making up his bed, the boy left his room for breakfast, reuniting with his friends and caretakers. His simple routine of playing and studying was just beginning, when one of his caretakers spoke to him. "Hey, Tenko, we have a surprise for you," said the woman with a wide smile on her face. "Do you remember that man who came to visit last week? Well, he said that you seemed like a really nice boy, and that he wanted to know if you would like to live with him." The kind smile on her face just made the news even more exciting. Tenko never heard of his real family, but he knew that at least one of his relatives was a villain, by the fact of being at that orphanage. The young boy's eyes sparkled in joy. His body started to shake due to the sudden dose of adrenaline. "I'd love to!" the boy screamed, looking even happier after letting those words out. "Good! I will speak with him, and soon you two will meet again." After that short conversation, a whole week went by like a flash. Finally, the day came. "Tenko, have you packed everything?" said the caretaker, smiling like always. "Yes, I'm ready!" Tenko's joy was immeasurable. His cheeks started hurting just by the constant smile that he had on his face. After grabbing everything, the boy walked to the entrance of the orphanage, where a tall figure waited for him. "Young Tenko, I'm glad to see you again," said Mr. Shigaraki, with a calm smile resting on his face. "I hope you don't mind taking a little walk." The boy just shook his head, reaching for the man's hand. "Well, then, we will be on our way. Thank you, Miss Flora." "There's no need for that," the caretaker said, blushing a little. "Tenko, be a good boy, okay?" Tenko agreed, his smile shrinking a little, just before he hugged Miss Flora. The walk was silent, except for Tenko's comments about the new things he was seeing the more they moved away from the Dolores orphanage. Soon they reached a tall building with a big sign on its front. "The League of Heroes?" the boy struggled to read. "Isn't this the #1 Heroes Agency?" "Precisely," Mr. Shigaraki responded with a smile. "I guess I will have to reintroduce myself. I am Shigaraki, but you may know me as All for One." The boy's confusion was soon replaced with an overwhelming joy and a sentiment of respect. "You are All for One? The #1 hero?" "Yes, I am. You see, young Tenko, I was looking for someone who could be my company when I was not on duty as a hero. I figured that a child would be just the thing I needed, to know with the sentiment of needing to protect someone more than yourself." When the pro-hero looked at the boy, he could see that nothing he was saying made any sense for the kid. "All I'm saying is, I wanted a kid, so I adopted you. So, are you okay with being the #1 hero's son?" The boy smiled once again, agreeing with the man's question. A whole year went by, with Tenko starting his school year at Aldera Elementary School. There he met a boy named Jin Bubaigawara, who quickly became friends with the light blue-haired boy. One day, both boys were walking in a forest, when suddenly Jin lost his balance and fell into a river. Tenko ran for the boy, reaching for his hand. "Are you all right, Jin?" Tenko asked, concerned for his friend's well-being. "Thanks, Tenko," Jin responded. "I didn't ask for help." The light blue-haired boy laughed at the statement. His friend's quirk allowed him to clone himself, or something he touched, but he got a double personality with it. Soon, the blonde boy retreated his hand with a screech of pain and tears in his eyes. The palm of his hand was bleeding, like the skin had just fallen from it. "Tenko, what is this? I don't know. I did this?" the boy said, already crying. "I'm sorry, Jin. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this." "It's okay, Tenko," the boy responded. It hurts a lot! After both boys got out of the river, Tenko grabbed a stick just to see it deteriorate in his hand. Wow, your quirk just manifested, Jean smiled. Congrats, loser. Tenko smiled and, after leaving the forest, went running for his house. Dad! Dad! My quirk! I have a quirk! The boy screamed, searching around the house. Mr. Shigaraki ran to hug his son the moment he heard the news. What great news! We should get going then. We need to get a doctor to examine your quirk. Don't you agree, Tenko? Yeah, let's go! The boy said in excitement. At the office, the doctor took Tenko to get a series of exams done to test the full potential of his quirk. After some time, the old man stood in front of All for One and his son. You see, Mr. Shigaraki, your son has a truly amazing quirk. It seems he can deteriorate any solid thing he touches. However, he must touch it with his 5 fingers, or it won't work. We decided to call it decay, the doctor explained calmly. I see. Thank you, doctor. I will make sure he learns how to use it in a proper way. After leaving the office, the 2 Shigarakis made their way home. Once they arrived, All for One put his son on his lap and started a calm chat. Tenko, the man said, with a serious expression on his face. I know you are excited, but you must know that your quirk seems to be really dangerous if not used properly. I know, Dad. I want you to promise me that you won't use it to harm anyone, right? Tenko agreed, but waited for his father to continue. If someday you have the desire to become a hero, you must learn how to control your power and use it for the sake of every citizen. Yes, Dad, I know. I promise you that I will use my quirk to become a hero that's even greater than you. The serious expression of Mr. Shigaraki suddenly turned into a smile, while the man tried to hold back the tears from hearing those words from his son. Then, we better start training. And so, little Tenko's routine changed drastically by the awakening of his quirk. 9 years passed, and Tenko got a good grasp of his powers. He learned that, if he focused enough, his quirk could act faster or slower, but not much. The now 14-year-old boy was ready for the biggest moment of his life, the application for UA High's hero course. Just 10 months separated the boy from his dream of being a hero greater than his own father. At school, the boy waited for the period to end just so he could go home and train even more. The teacher had just given everyone a future planning sheet, but just after everyone finished, he tossed all the papers in the air, assuming that every student in the class wanted to be heroes. The class burst into cheers, while most of the students flashed their quirks. After calming the students down, the teacher made clear that 2 of them, Jin Bubaigawara and Tenko Shigaraki, were applying for the UA entrance exam. When dismissed, Tenko grabbed all of his material and ran home, taking a shortcut. On the way, he walked under a bridge. Soon after, he heard something near him. The manhole was trembling, and then it exploded in a massive green goo geyser.
Hey, kid,
the sludge said, revealing a big mouth and a pair of eyes.
Sorry, but I'll have to take your body.
The young boy didn't have time to take off his 2-finger gloves when the villain jumped in his direction. At first, everything went black. Then, the black was transformed into a dark purple, which finally turned into the light of day. Are you all right, young boy? Said a figure nearby. The man was entirely made of a dark purple fog, but he was still shaped like a human. Wearing a butler outfit, the hero approached calmly. I'm fine, Tenko responded, still shocked by the action that had just occurred. You're Kurigiri, right? The portal hero? The boy's eyes sparkled while he saw the man walk away like nothing had happened. Indeed I am, the man answered in a calm but serious tone. I have to go now. This villain won't be contained forever, he said, showing a bottle filled with green goo. Okay, sorry for interrupting your work, and thanks for saving me. Tenko said, with a bit of sarcasm in his voice. The hero just waved before opening a portal and disappearing. Dad won't believe this. I met his old sidekick, and he saved me from a villain. All the fear the boy felt moments ago turned into extreme joy. After all, Tenko loved to hear about his father's adventures, from his father or from the news. A couple days later, Mr. Shigaraki decided to show his son the place that once was a beautiful beach. When both of them arrived at Dagobah Beach, the #1 hero spoke to his son. You see, Tenko, this beach was filled with trash during the past years. The man smiled, looking at his son. I thought it would be great training for you to clean it up. The young boy started laughing, but then he realized that it wasn't a joke. You can't be serious. Concern washed over the boy's face while he observed the mountains of trash. It will take years to clean this up. 10 months. What? You have 10 months to clear all of this. I will let you use your quirk when I am around, but you also need to train your body. The man looked at his son, smiling. If you manage to clean everything, I will reward you once you make it into UA. Tenko was filled with many emotions. Anger, fear, anxiety, and, above all that, determination. He knew that if his father thought this challenge was possible, then he had nothing to worry about. I better get started then, the boy said, using his quirk to reduce a small piece of scrap to dust, which flew into the wind. Meanwhile, inside an abandoned bar, a tall and buff figure looked down to a smaller one. Very well, young Midoriya. The man sat with a creepy smile on his face. The time has arrived for you to become the next symbol of fear. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. First, we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of a wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series, guaranteed. On top of that, we have a third channel called We the Celestials Naruto What Ifs. It's what we do on this channel already, but in the vast world and lore of Naruto. Go check it out if you're in the mood for some jutsu action. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. Last, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I would like to extend out an invitation for you to join the team. The only caveat being we only accept members 16 years and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the Recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or looking to join our band of misfits. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.